nature here, I guess. I completely forgot about the fact that you have to like film a certain way for it to like show up right on the video. So the first little bit of this video is going to be like the opposite way that it's supposed to be, and I'm sorry about that, but I wanted to still keep it in because of some, you know, like actual in-time reactions to me reading some of these books. So sorry about that. It's not all like this, but yeah. Hi guys, little reading vlog for you guys here. I think I'm gonna try to read for 24 hours, not consecutively, not like in a row. Cannot do that with girls. I would not get very much read. I can tell you that. I'm gonna do the timer method, to where like you start the timer and you like stop it every time you're not reading, type of thing, and see how much you can read within like 24 hours. And we'll see how much I get done. But I started this book today, Where the Red Fern Grows. I never read this book growing up. I just gotta say, guys, like this is already so good. I've only read the first 2 chapters, and like the first sentence and first paragraph, I was like, this just sounds so like whimsical and so comforting, and like he's a good writer. I like his writing style. I love the writing. It's so whimsical, brings me in. It makes me feel like nostalgic, but I never like read this growing up, so like, you know, like it's just a very comforting feeling, very comforting. So I'm very, very excited to continue to go through this. We're just gonna get on into it. Alright, so the next book that I started is Roaring by Lindsey Duga. Very pretty cover. This is a fantasy book, and it's about an agent, Bureau of Investigations, that's in a specialized division that hunts down monsters, and for some reason he can resist a siren's voice. And so I guess the whole plot is like he's trying to find this siren because I guess she lets herself be known or whatnot. So I'm only 1 chapter into this so far. Was not really feeling that this is set in the 1920s, and so it's got these glossary of 1920s terminology, which was very interesting. Some of it was, I was like, some of these words, guys, some of these words, like, just blouse, like a woman's blouse, like blouse, but it means to like leave. It's just very interesting. But yeah, only on the 2nd chapter, page 11, and yeah, I was having a little bit of a hard time, but then the end of the 1st chapter, like the last page or 2, kind of took a little bit of a twist, and it started really intriguing me, so I'm hoping that it's gonna pick up. So let's see, let's get back into it. Hi guys, so we are currently, I switched over to roaring. I think I got up to chapter 8 and where the red fern grows. And I switched over to this and now I'm at chapter 8 also. Oh my goodness, you guys. I've been like so scared of this book. Like, I don't know, I started this and like the first chapter I was like sitting here and I was like, oh no, it is gonna be hard to get into like I thought. But then at the end of the first chapter there was a little intrigue and I was like, okay, please keep pulling me in, like please keep getting better. And I think it definitely has gotten better. We're on chapter 8. I don't want to stop reading. I'm gonna read a little bit while I'm making myself some grilled cheese and tomato soup because I'm got a cold. But we'll see how it goes. I think I was reading for a little over an hour. I'm at like 22 hours and like 13 minutes or something right now. So yeah, we're gonna get back into this and do our best, see how much we can get done. That was cute. That was really cute. Jimmy. Oh my gosh, I'm so close to bed. I just have to take a minute. Okay, so I'm about down to like I think 18 hours, 20 minutes. I think I've been reading for like 4-ish hours, like throughout the day or whatnot. And I finished it. I picked this one up, like I was just, where the red fern grows is good and I've been like really liking it, but it was just something in like the last chapter that I'd read of this the other day. I was just like intrigued and I was like, I want to know more. I want to know what's going to happen next. And oh my goodness, this book just picked up. This book was like non-stop action and I could not put it down. And so I finished it off. I was so here. This was not just a fantasy. This was a fantasy romance. Like, y'all know I love romance. Love my romance. Oh, it was so good. I loved Eris and Colt. Oh my gosh, so much. They were so cute. There were such adorable parts. Now I will say there were 2 like steamy scenes that I was like, okay, am I gonna have to skip over here? But then they stopped. So there is a little bit of like steam and spice, but nothing happens. It stops, it gets whatevered. But yeah, this was a really nice mix of like fantasy and romance. I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure what I would rate it. I feel like maybe I need to cool down a little bit before I rate it. I don't know. Right now I'm kind of like 3.75, maybe a 4. But yeah, I finished the first book, so day 2, like, you know, 4 or so hours of reading today. I think I read like, I guess I've read like 5 something, almost 5 something. I don't know. I'll like put it and everything, but hours like in total. But this one is done. We've got 1 book so far finished in 24 hours. I was not expecting to like this very much, guys. I've honestly been scared of this for forever, so it's very nice. But I want more of these 2. Like, I really liked them. I think, honestly, I think it was a little bit, I don't know if I'd say the grumpy sunshine. I don't know. She was really sunshiny. And he was kind of grumpy. So maybe, I don't know. But he was just, I don't know. He was kind of like smug, like secretive, BA. I don't know. it was just cool. I really liked the fantasy aspects. And then there was the whole 1920s era and like the mobsters and everything all in it, and it was just so interesting. I did like it. I liked it. Yeah. So that's Roaring by Lindsey Duga. Let's get on to the next book. Finish Where the Red Fern Grows. Hi guys, so we are on day 3 of how many books I can read within a 24-hour span. Yesterday was a pretty good day. I think we got like over 5 hours. We're starting a day right under 18 hours left. I'm going to be trying to finish this book up today, Where the Red Fern Grows. I think I'm a little right below half here, right around half. Yeah, right below. So I think I can finish this up today. We will see if I pick up another book. I'll keep you updated. But yeah, let's just get into reading for today. Hi guys, we are on day 4 of the 24-hour reading challenge. Yesterday was not the greatest day. We only did about an hour and 10 minutes of reading, and today has not been that great either. I haven't done any reading so far. I'm currently cooking dinner for me and my girls. I will sit down and read some after dinner once I get them in bed, but it's not going to end up being a lot, unfortunately, but you know, that's okay. We're going to be starting today at 16 hours and 46 minutes left though, so let's go. So I just finished this and I'm crying. This was a really good book. A really good book. I knew I was gonna cry. I knew I was gonna cry going into this. I was not expecting quite a like there was such a good lead up to like the end. Such a good like and I kept like waiting for it and being like, when's it gonna happen? You know, like when's the bad thing gonna happen? And when it came, I was not expecting it to be that. And then the details that it gave were a lot more. This book like, give a lot more gruesome details than I thought it was going to be. A little bit more explicit than I thought, and it's really heartbreaking. Really heartbreaking. I'm not even sure what I would rate this. I really liked it, though. I really liked it. I think it would be at least a 4 stars. Yeah, definitely at least a 4 stars. Maybe a 4.5, I'm not sure. But yes, I have cried. I've been shocked. It was a good book. It was a very good book, but I am very emotional right now. So we only read a little over an hour, I believe like an hour and 6 minutes or so today. So not a great reading day, but we did finish up another book. So hey, yeah. Hi guys, we are on day 5, and it's already evening time, and I have not read it all today. I've got, what was the count? I think it's like 15 hours and 40 minutes still left to do, and again, we're not gonna get a lot done tonight. Things have been kind of crazy here. We will see. I am going to start a new book, though, because I did finish Where the Red Fern Grows last night. I'm going to be starting A Separate Peace by Knowles. I believe this is a historical fiction. I don't know, I've heard some people refer to this and talk about it like it's a classic. I'm not sure. So if you know whether this is a classic or just a historical fiction, let me know. But yeah, we're gonna get started on this, so. Hi everybody, it's day 6, I believe, of the reading challenge. I only read about a little over an hour last night on yesterday altogether. So we've been going slow paced at this. My days have just been kind of crazy and wild lately, but I'm finally sitting down for an afternoon. Beautiful day by the window, and I started A Separate Peace yesterday by Knowles, and I'm going to be continuing this. Already about 6 pages in, so we'll see how much I can get done this afternoon. And then this evening, I don't know, I've been speeding through this one pretty, like, decently quick, so I might finish it today. I can actually, like, sit down and do a good bit of reading, so we'll see. Hi guys, so I just finished A Separate Piece by John Knowles. I got in about 2-something hours of reading today. I'm in the 12-hour range now, and I don't know how I felt about this book. I really don't. I definitely didn't love it. I honestly found it a little bit dull. It interested me right off the bat. The climax is kind of early in the story, and I felt like the way his writing was and the way the story was just wasn't as interesting having the climax so early. But then there was kind of more stuff finally once I got like 3/4 of the way through. I'd say probably the climax like 1/4 of the way, and then I basically had to read past halfway, like up to 3/4 before like more stuff that actually was like interesting to me happened. But I don't know. It's okay. It's just there wasn't anything really like great about the book to me. Like it just didn't seem fantastic in any way. I didn't hate it. There wasn't anything particularly like absolutely awful about it. But I will say, interesting thing about this book is I read another book that I was thinking once I was like, like over halfway through it and everything, I was like getting similar, like vibes about it and stuff. I was like, kind of feel like this is reminding me of another book. It's interesting. I'm wondering if the author who wrote the other book actually like had read this book, was kind of like basing it off, or took some ideas from it, because it reminds me a lot of Looking for Alaska by John Green. Because I mean, it takes place in a boarding school, there's this big tragedy and everything, just like the way, I don't know, some of like the character, like obviously it's different, like the climaxes and stuff like that, they're very different, and it's not set in wartime or anything like that, but I don't know, I almost felt like Looking for Alaska was kind of the same concept, just done a lot better. I don't know. I'm probably only gonna give this one about a 3-star. I don't know. I don't know if I'd give it less. I mean, I did like, there were parts that I enjoyed. I guess if I gave it less, it would probably be like a 2.5, 2.75. I don't know, somewhere between a 2.5 and a 3, but not the biggest fan of it. That's okay. Hi guys, we are here on day 7 of this reading vlog. We are going slow but steady. I gotta tell you guys, I'm pretty tired tonight though. I don't know how much reading I'm gonna get done. We finished A Separate Piece last night. I don't know why I said we, but I finished A Separate Piece last night, and I did not really like that book. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion or not. Like, have any of y'all, goodness, if my phone can like stay steady, have any of y'all read this book? Do you like it? Today I'm going to be trying to start Waiting for Tom Hanks by Kerry. Winfrey, yeah. So a romance book, nice, quick. Hopefully it'll get me out of the little slump that Separate Piece put me in. Goodness. We'll just get right into it. Okay guys, so I started it. I'm only a chapter in, and it started out pretty cute. I feel like, you know, it could be pretty cute, it could be pretty nice, but the first chapter has a gay couple in it, and I don't do that stuff in my books at all, so if it continues to be a ever-present thing, then I'm going to DNF this book. If it's just a small thing that is not really in my face in the book, then I will continue to read it, so we will see. Hi guys, so day 9 of the 24-hour reading challenge, and I finished Waiting for Tom Hanks last night. I read for about an hour and 55 minutes yesterday in total. We are at like 9 hours right on the dot left to read. At this rate, I think I've got 4 books done, and I think I'll be able to get at least 2 more done. I'm gonna see if I can squeeze in a third. But I'm pretty happy with my progress so far. Waiting for Tom Hanks, though, was not my book. I did not like it very much at all, you guys. Like, yeah, Waiting for Tom Hanks was not my book at all. Did not like it. There was a lot of like extra stuff in there that was like not necessary in any sense of the way for the story. And it was kind of like woke stuff. But it was kind of funny because when I was looking through reviews of this book, I saw like the same complaint, but from like opposite opinions of mine on the matter, of like they felt like it was like just like so forced and fake and stuff, and like it wasn't a real representation of them basically. And I was like, I can agree that it insanely felt like forced and out of place for the story to begin with. So I just thought it was kind of funny that even like on the opposite side who agree with that still thought that it just, they didn't like the way that she did it in the first place. I was like, I don't know, some of the writing was just not good for the story in general, and the whole like end, like the whole last like fourth was so rushed and not well written, not well structured at all to me. The climax, the like in like it was all over the place. It was not satisfying in any way. I did like the 2 main characters and like their fun banter and stuff. Annie and Drew, I liked that, but that was pretty much like it. That's like the only reason I kept reading. And because I'm not good at DNFing books unless it's like super bad. So I think I'm gonna give this book 2.5 stars because I really didn't like it very much, but it's only getting that high because I did like Annie and Drew's like banter back and forth for most of the book. It just completely like flipped, like at the end. It just wasn't good. I don't know, maybe I wouldn't even give it 2.5. Maybe it'll be just a solid 2. Just, I did not like it. But I wasn't sure what book I wanted to read next, and I've really been wanting to get on my friends challenge of 12 books, like a book a month or whatnot, because I've been doing so bad at that. So I went to the library to see, because these books have all been like checked out on ebook and audiobook, like just they are all like 6+ weeks wait. So I was like, well, I prefer reading physical copies anyway. Maybe they'll have the physical copy because everybody else is waiting for this. And I was right. They had the physical copy of all of them. So the one that I'm going to start and that I have here is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia. I don't know why I thought that said Delilah. Delia Owens. So my grandmother actually suggested this book to me, so we'll see if I like it. But yeah, we're going to be starting this off at 9 hours left, so get in. Hi guys, so I think it's day 11. I didn't read it all yesterday because it was Sunday. Just busy all day with church stuff. But been reading today, thankfully. I'm right under 5 hours left, and I finished Where the Crawdads Sing. This was an interesting book. There was a little bit too much, like, explicitly, like, wording scenes. I liked Kaya and Tate's love story and everything, and it honestly, like, the whole, mystery and, murder / accident, like, side of the story and everything was probably what intrigued me more to begin with. But I don't know how I felt. I don't think I, like, really liked it that much. I mean, I think it was, like, decent, and I definitely liked parts of it, but there were just some things that kind of, like, you know, weren't for me. I was skipping over some parts, and I don't know, I disagree with some things that happened in the story, you know, wishing that it had been written differently type of thing, but, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what I would rate it, but we will see what book I pick up next, and yeah, we'll see. Hi guys, I'm on day 13, I think, of this 24-hour reading challenge. I started An Anonymous Girl yesterday, and I think I read for like 2.5 or something hours yesterday, and I've read for about an hour and a half-ish, something around that today, and I finished it up today, got it all done. Didn't really like it very much, honestly. I'm not a big fan of, like, stories that, like, solely evolve and, like, revolve around, like, infidelity and, like, adultery, you know, like, cheating and whatnot. It also was pretty predictable, like, nothing, like, I was expecting, like, it kept me intrigued, okay, but I was expecting for there to be more of a big thing at the end, and it was all like, okay, so this is basically, like, the simplest thing that I could think of in my mind, thinking, it's probably not this, but it was that was it. So it was very underwhelming for me, besides the fact that I just didn't like reading about all that, you know, I don't like reading about the whole one-night stand, sexually promiscuous life, and husbands and wives cheating and stuff like that and everything, and just, it was interesting. I didn't really like the way the therapist talked in general, in her point of view, and the whole morality stuff was interesting, to say the least. Like, just in a really, you know, it's a psychological thriller, I guess, but I've read way better psychological thrillers, so this one is not going to be rated very high. I'm not sure how high, probably 2 something stars. So I've got about an hour and 35 minutes left, and I'm like, can I read a book in an hour and 35 minutes? We'll see. I have one that I had already started, so I mean, it's not completely like reading it all in an hour and 35 minutes, but, you know, I could still count it. I mean, I could definitely, like, read a shorter book. I just kind of want to finish the book that I already read. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll get onto our final and 6th book here. Hi guys! So I just finished my 7th and final book. I read The Little Prince. I only had like an hour and a half-ish left on my timer, so I picked up a smaller book. This is like right under 100 pages. Never read this before. This was so cute. Probably like 4 stars. It was just such a cute book. I can't believe I've never read it before. It had so many good quotes in it too, though. One that I really liked was, "It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye." So many good quotes in this book. I was not expecting it at all. So I finished. I'm done with my 24-hour reading challenge. I'm like really impressed that I read 7 books. I know one is kind of like a shorter children's book, but I'm still counting it. Yeah, and I have like 28 minutes to spare. so not too bad, I don't think, not too shabby. I'm gonna show all the books that I have and I've read and kind of do like a quick little run over for you guys though. Alright guys, so these were my 7 books. Oh my goodness, and this is in the order that I read them all. So The Little Prince is the last one that I just finished today. I'm definitely going to be giving this one about a 4, maybe even a 4.5 stars. I haven't completely decided yet, but yeah, that was good. An Anonymous Girl. My books are falling. I picked this one up at the library. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't buy this because I did not like this very much at all. Like a 2 stars. This was so predictable. I don't think so. Like, no. No. Where the Crawdads Sing. Oh my goodness, all my books are just falling. Where the Crawdads Sing is another one I picked up at the library, which again, I'm glad I did. I did not like this one very much. I did give it a 3 stars though, because I did like Kaya and Tate. I thought they were really cute. But there was a few more graphic sexual stuff described in this, not too much at all, but enough that I really, you know, like, I don't like to read any of that stuff. And the story was kind of predictable from the expert, like the little synopsis that it gave, and like just from like just hearing the tiny little synopsis from people, I pretty much guessed the entire book, and it was exactly what I thought it was. So yeah. And then the next one I had was Waiting for Tom Hanks. I really did not like this one, guys. This was like another 2 stars. This was just so filled with other stuff that did not need to be in here and did not really relate to the story of the matter at all. I only give it a 2 stars or 2.5, I can't remember, because my books really just don't want to stay right there, because I liked the 2 main love interests and their banter, but the whole like last like 1/4 of the book or whatnot, like, just, it wasn't written well at all, and it felt so rushed and so bad, and it felt like we didn't really get a good like conclusion of the 2 that they were like making the whole time. So did not like this book. This reading vlog was kind of a little bit of, I mean, I'm glad for how much I got done, but honestly guys, it was a little bit of a bust because I had so many bad books. Separate Piece by Joan Knowles. I gave this one a 2.75 stars. So still a 2-star book, but not quite as bad as other ones. It just was not my book. I found it kind of boring. I didn't really get much of anything out of it. Didn't love his writing style too overly much. And then, see, the first 2 I started out with were great. Where the Red Fern Grows by Wilson Rawls. I loved this one. This was like a 4 star, maybe a 4.5 star even, because I'm still thinking about it and still love it. And I love his writing style. So sad though, I cried. Y'all saw me cry. And then the first one I read was Roaring by Lindsey Duga, and I was like really surprised by this one. This is a 1920s fantasy romance, like historical fantasy romance, and I was really surprised. I really liked this one. This was a 4 star also. So yeah, these were my books. Oh no! Here, now I have it opposite way, maybe it'll stay. But yeah, these were all the books I read. I got 7 books done, guys, but out of 7 books, I've got 3 that are in 4 stars. I've got 1 that was a solid 3, and then 3 that were like 2 stars. So not a great time. So honestly, I started to get a little bit of a reading slump over this video because of like the last like 4 books there just being bad and not liking them at all. Finished it off with The Little Prince though, and that was a cute kid story, so I feel like, you know, I feel a little bit more rejuvenated, thankfully. But yeah, I did not. Hopefully if I do this type of challenge again, I will end up getting better books, but I did get 3 out of 7 like really good books that I liked. So that's not a horrible track record. I think it's more the fact that I read the good ones like in a row and then the bad ones all in a row instead of kind of having them mixed and matched. But yeah, I'm like really excited about this. I read 7 books, guys. I don't even know what day it is. I'll probably put the date or whatnot that I finished on, but I can't remember. I think I'm on day 14 or something maybe. 2 weeks about took me to do 24 hours. But hey,
7 books in 24 hours. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for whatever video I decide to film next about books.